Have you ever felt like you're waiting for a spark? That magical burst of motivation that's supposed to propel you toward your goals. You tell yourself, tomorrow I'll be inspired, or I'll start when I feel ready. But what if I told you that waiting for motivation is one of the biggest traps on the path to success? Today, we're going to talk about the real game changer. The superpower you can cultivate that works even when motivation takes a day off. It's called discipline. Let me tell you a story about a young coder named Alex. Alex was brilliant, full of big ideas. He wanted to build an app that would change the world. His room was cluttered with tech books, whiteboards covered in complex algorithms, and half-empty coffee cups. He had all the tools, but he was stuck. Alex believed motivation was the key. He'd watch inspiring videos, listen to podcasts from successful entrepreneurs, and read stories of overnight success. On the days he felt that surge of energy, he would code for hours, feeling like he was on top of the world. But then, inevitably, that feeling would fade. Motivation simply stopped showing up. He'd wake up, look at his computer, and feel nothing. The excitement was gone. His mind would drift. He'd pick up his phone just to check one notification, and an hour later, he'd find himself scrolling endlessly. He told himself, I just don't feel it today. I'll be more productive when I'm in the right headspace. But the right headspace became a distant, mythical place he could rarely find. His project stalled. The whiteboard gathered dust. Frustration grew, and self-doubt began to creep in. He started to wonder if he was even cut out for this. Was he just lazy? Was he not passionate enough? The dream that once felt so close now seemed impossible. This is a place many of us know well. We've all been Alex. We've all waited for the perfect mood, the right feeling, the ideal moment to start working on our dreams. We treat motivation like a reliable employee, expecting it to clock in every single day. But here's the truth. Motivation is not an employee. It's a fickle, unpredictable guest. It visits when it wants, bringing excitement and energy, but it leaves without notice, leaving you alone with your to-do list. Relying on it is like planning a long road trip with a car that only starts on sunny days. You're not going to get very far. One afternoon, sitting amidst his own creative chaos, Alex had a quiet moment of clarity. He looked at his phone, the source of so many distractions, and he looked at his project, the source of his frustration. He realized something simple but profound. He had been trying to control a feeling motivation. But feelings are uncontrollable. What he could control, however, was his action. In that moment, astute motivation is a guest, but discipline is a habit. You don't wait for a habit. You build it. So, Alex made a decision. He was going to stop trying to feel good and start focusing on showing up. He set a simple, non-negotiable rule for himself. 1 hour of focused coding every single day. No excuses. It didn't matter if he felt inspired. It didn't matter if he was tired. It didn't matter if he thought his work that day was terrible. The only thing that mattered was sitting down and doing the work for 1 hour. He put his phone in another room, set a timer, and started. The first few days were brutal. His mind screamed for distraction. He felt bored, uninspired, and every minute of that hour felt like a marathon. He wrote code that he knew he'd probably delete the next day. It felt pointless. He wanted to quit, to just wait until he felt like it again. But he remembered his new rule. This wasn't about creating a masterpiece in one sitting. This was about training his mind. He was teaching his brain that when it was time to work, it was time to work, regardless of how he felt. He was forging a new neural pathway, creating the habit of discipline. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, something began to change. Showing up for that 1 hour got a little bit easier each day. The internal resistance started to quiet down. His focus sharpened. He was no longer battling himself just to get started. He would sit down, and his brain would automatically switch into work mode. It was becoming automatic. The calendar on his wall started to fill up with check marks, each one a small victory, a testament to his consistency. He wasn't relying on big, dramatic leaps forward. He was building his dream one small, disciplined brick at a time. And then, A funny thing happened. As he kept showing up, that old guest motivation started to visit more often. It would find him in the middle of his coding hour. Already deep in his work, he discovered that action is not just the result of motivation. It's also the cause of it. The progress he was making, no matter how small, fueled his desire to do more. Completing his hour each day gave him a sense of accomplishment that was far more satisfying and lasting than any fleeting burst of inspiration. His messy room started to get cleaner. His posture became more confident. The frustration was replaced by a quiet, steady sense of control. Everything in his life began to shift, not because he was suddenly struck by a bolt of lightning-like inspiration, but because he was consistent, day in and day out. He laid one brick on top of another. The project that had been stagnant for months was now moving forward, growing and evolving. He was solving problems he once thought were impossible. He wasn't the same Alex who waited for a feeling. He was the Alex who created his own momentum. This is the core lesson. We often think that successful people are just constantly motivated. But the truth is, they are masters of discipline. They don't wait to be in the mood. They have systems, routines, and habits that ensure they make progress, even on the days they feel uninspired, tired, or doubtful. They understand that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Motivation might have drawn the blueprint for the life they wanted, but it was discipline that built it, day after day. Think about your own life right now. What is that one goal you've been putting off, waiting for the right time? What if you stopped waiting? What if, instead, you committed to one small, non-negotiable action every single day? Maybe it's 15 minutes of exercise. Maybe it's writing 100 words. Maybe it's practicing an instrument for 20 minutes. The size of the action doesn't matter as much as the consistency of it. The power of discipline is that it's a skill. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. It won't be easy at first. Your mind will fight you. But every time you choose to act despite your feelings, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You are proving to yourself that you are someone who follows through. In the end, Alex finished his app. It wasn't an overnight success, but it was real. It was a tangible result of his daily effort. He looked around his clean, organized workspace, a reflection of his own clear and focused mind. And he knew the truth. Discipline builds the life that motivation only promised you. It's the engine that runs when the emotional fuel tank is empty. It's what carries you through the valleys so you can eventually reach the peaks. So, I want to leave you with this challenge. Discipline your mind. Choose one small habit and commit to it. Don't negotiate with yourself. Because when you master the art of showing up, the rest will follow. Your goals, your dreams, and the life you've always imagined are not waiting for your motivation. They're waiting for your discipline. Thanks for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build a stronger mindset. Let me know in the comments what one habit you're going to commit to starting today. Let's build this together. See you in the next one.